They never look dangerous at first, just calm, composed, magnetic in a quiet way. The kind of person who listens with full attention, who makes silence feel intimate. You think, finally, someone gets me. You lean in, and that's when the story starts to shift. Because some people don't enter through chaos. They enter through peace. Their gentleness feels safe, familiar. You relax. You stop doubting. But the calm they offer isn't peace. It's a mirror built to study you. Every word, every pause, every small confession you share becomes data. They don't need to shout to take control. They simply make you trust the quiet. They learn your fears like a second language. They echo your dreams back to you, perfectly shaped. You start to believe you've been seen, maybe even chosen. But what feels like connection is calibration. What feels like empathy is strategy. And before you know it, you can't tell the difference between being loved and being observed. Then slowly the air shifts. They pull away, then return. They praise you, then criticize your tone. You start apologizing for feelings that were never wrong. The warmth that once healed now burns. And yet you stay, convincing yourself it's just a rough, phased duck, but it's not. It's the beginning of distortion. Confusion becomes your baseline. You doubt your own memory. You explain, defend, overthink, just to keep the connection from collapsing. But the more you explain, the smaller you feel. They twist the story until your pain sounds like accusation. And somehow, you end up saying sorry for the wound they gave you. Now breathe. Look closer. This isn't communication. It's conditioning. A cycle built on withdrawal and reward. Love bomb. Silence. Blame. Repeat. You think the pain means depth. The chaos means chemistry. But it doesn't. It means control. And control always dresses as intimacy first. They say you're too sensitive. They say you're imagining things. You start to shrink before you even speak. Your nervous system learns to flinch at calm. You forget how peace feels when it's not followed by punishment. And still, you hope they'll notice the damage, but they never do. Because this was never about love. It was about access. They don't want your honesty. They want your availability. They feed on your effort, on your need to understand. Every time you give more, they raise the emotional price. And every time you break, they call it progress. Pause. Feel that? That ache in your chest when you think of leaving? That's not love holding you. That's addiction to relief. The brain chasing the high after the hurt. They create the storm and then offer you shelter. Until you forget they built both. You stop sharing. You censor yourself before you speak. You start wearing silence like protection. Friends ask if you're okay. You smile, because explaining would take hours. You tell yourself it's complicated, but it's not. It's manipulation wearing empathy as perfume. Listen closely. You don't need them to admit what they did. You don't need another apology that only opens the wound again. What you need is clarity, because clarity heals confusion faster than love ever could. Clarity reminds you, you were never the problem. And when that truth finally lands in your body, something soft but powerful rises. The version of you before the guilt, before the gaslighting, before the exhaustion. That part of you remembers how to breathe. It doesn't need closure. It just needs you. They won't like that. They'll call you distant, selfish, cold. They'll ask, what happened to you? But that question isn't concern, it's panic. because control feels like love to people who can't exist without it, and your peace to them feels like betrayal. They'll twist your healing into arrogance, your silence into punishment. They'll say you've changed, and they'll be right, you have. You've stopped being the mirror that reflects their illusion. You've shattered the script. That's why they can't stand your calm anymore. Stop here, breathe, ask yourself, who benefits from your confusion? Who gains when you stay small? Because love never asks you to doubt your intuition. Real love celebrates your clarity. Manipulation fears it. The healing doesn't begin when they leave. It begins when you stop waiting for them to understand. You stop explaining, stop replaying, stop hoping. The end of the story isn't their confession. It's your decision. And yes, some nights you'll still ache. You'll scroll through memories, replay the what-ifs, feel that quiet ache of nostalgia. That's not regression, that's detox. You're unlearning chaos disguised as connection. You're remembering what calm without control feels like. Each time you choose silence over argument, stillness over drama, something inside you strengthens. You realize you were never addicted to them, only to the hope of being seen. But now you see yourself, and that's the freedom they could never offer. You're not broken for staying. You were loyal in a place that didn't deserve it. You loved deeply, and that's your strength, not your flaw. What matters now isn't who they were. It's who you're becoming without them. So stay awake. Stay soft. Protect your light. Don't dim it to keep someone else's darkness comfortable. You're not who you were when this began. You're wiser, quieter, freer. This is your story now. Write it with your own voice, and never hand them the pen again.